So, friends, let's start with today's beautiful Maharashtrian curry recipe. Now, here are all the ingredients. Let me take you through them. So, this is about 1 cup of homemade dahi, curd, or yogurt. You can use the ready-made dahi also. This will be about 2 cups of water or as needed. Some salt to taste. Then about 2 teaspoons of sugar. This is about 2 tablespoons of chickpea flour or besan. 1 light green chili cut fine, 1 inch of ginger grated, a few curry leaves, about 7 to 8, which I've chopped fine, about 1 tablespoon of coriander for garnish. Now, in the spices, we're going to use half a teaspoon each of mustard seeds, turmeric powder, asafoetida, and cumin, and about 1/4 teaspoon of fenugreek or methi seeds. I'm going to be using this wooden, whisk, also called ravi. You can use a normal whisk too. Now we're going to start by making the buttermilk or the tak or the chas. So I'm going to empty my dahi. I have a recipe of how I make my homemade dahi or yogurt or curd at home. I'll leave a link below. Now, if you want to find any of my recipes, just type the recipe name in the YouTube search button and type Akshita's recipes next to it. So if you're looking for, curd recipe or dahi, just type dahi, Akshita's recipes, and my recipe will pop up. That's the easiest way to find me. Now I'm going to add some salt to taste. And I'm going to whisk this. Now, generally, I whisk this, counting about 100 so that I get a, very smooth kind of texture. So you can do that too. Now we're going to add some water. Now I'm using this particular jar because it has a pouring kind of outlet, so it's easier for me. But you can use a regular vessel, you can use a pot, you can use anything where you can mix the ingredients together. Now I'm going to add the sugar. Now I'm adding 2 teaspoons of sugar, but you can always adjust it to your taste. Now again, whisk this really well. Again, we're going to add a little bit of the chickpea flour at a time, and we're going to whisk this. And we're going to ensure that there are no lumps of the chickpea or the besan. That's very important for a very smooth curry. So this is the most important part. So add a little bit of the chickpea flour or the besan at a time and just keep on whisking it. Ensure there are no lumps at all. Now what the chickpea flour or the besan does is it thickens up this curry. Now some people like the curry, really thick, some like it thin. So I will show you how to adjust the taste, according to what you like it. So now you can see that my paste is lump free and it's nice and smooth. Now this is very important for a lovely smooth curry. So now I'm going to heat up my pan. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of clarified butter or ghee. Now once my ghee is nice and hot, I'm going to first add half a teaspoon of my mustard seeds or mohori or rai. Let them splutter. Now we're cooking on a low to medium flame. Once that happens, you add your half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. Next, we're going to add our chopped green chili. Now you got to fry the green chili really, really well. Now here you can see I'm using this iron kind of spoon. Don't worry, I'm not touching it too much to the base of the non-stick pan. But, they say that you should make the curry with this iron kind of a spoon if you have one. It's not compulsory. But they say that it's you should use it when you're doing this. Anyway, so I'm adding the asafoetida or the hinga, and I'm also adding the haldi or the turmeric powder. Now, I don't know how true it is, but the saying goes that, okay, I'm going to add the curry leaves. They say that when you're making tak or curry, and if you use this iron kind of spoon, it kind of soaks in all the iron or absorbs the iron. I don't know how true that is, guys. Anyway, so now I'm going to add the grated ginger. And I am going to fry the ginger really, really well. So I'm really being extremely gentle with the spoon so I don't spoil my pan. So don't be worried about it because I get lots of comments as to Akshata, why are you using steel spoon or wooden spoon. Don't worry, guys. I'm taking a lot of care of my cookware. Anyway, so now I'm going to add the fenugreek seeds or the methi seeds, and this also adds a nice little element, or a nice little taste to the curry. So add that, and now we're going to saute everything really, really well. Now this curry can be had all by itself. Now I'm going to add this, the buttermilk that we made with the sugar, the salt, and the chickpea flour. So now you see I use that jar so that it's easier for me to pour it into the pan without spilling any. But like I said, you can use a normal bowl. Now the most important thing in making this curry is you have to stir this curry continuously. Otherwise, there are chances of it, curdling. So just kind of keep an eye on it. Don't just leave it by itself. So on a very low to medium flame, you add, keep stirring. Now you see I want a little thinner consistency, so I'm adding a little bit more of water. But like I said, if you like a thicker curry, then don't add water. But if you want a very thin consistency, it's upon how much, how you like your curry. On the basis of that, you add your water. So I just rinse the same buttermilk jar that I was using and put some water. So now the main thing is you got to keep stirring till it comes to a gentle boil on a low heat. Don't stop stirring it. And once it comes to a boil, immediately switch it off and just garnish it with some beautiful chopped up coriander. That's all, guys. And this curry goes amazingly well with some hot rice, or you can just have it all by itself. It's super delicious. So if you've never soul curry recipe, which is perfect for the summer, really cooling and refreshing. You can have this chilled or you can have it at room temperature. So I'm going to start by grating 1 cup of coconut. So you need fresh coconut. The fresher it is, the better the soul curry tastes. And soak a handful of this kokum or amsul in some warm water, because this is what makes the soul curry, the sola or the amsul or the kokum. Soak it for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now here I have some green chilies. I'm just going to cut off the tips. Then some ginger, about an inch, and about 4 cloves of garlic, or 2 large cloves of garlic. Here I have 4 small cloves of garlic. Now we're going to grate the ginger using this grater, or you can even mash it up in your mortar and pestle. Now to this cup of grated coconut, add the green chilies, the cloves and the ginger. And the green chilies. I'm going to add a little bit of jeera or cumin, about half a teaspoon. And now you can see after soaking it, how lovely this color is. This is what gives the flavor and the color to the soul curry. So just squeeze out all the juice that you can, and you can discard the kokum. Now I've ground the coconut, the green chilies, the ginger and the garlic with some water, and we're going to just strain this liquid. So we want a very clear liquid. So you can just put some water, grind it in your mixer to a very fine paste, and then you're just going to strain off all of this using a sieve or a strainer. I'm going to add a little more water the second time, and again repeat the process. This is the thick coconut milk that we got, flavored by the chilies and the ginger garlic, and I'm going to use the second one, which is the thin layer as well, the thin coconut milk. You don't want to waste any of that flavor. Now add this soul or kokum juice to this coconut milk. Mix it well and look at the color. Isn't it beautiful? Now you're just going to add some salt to flavor it. And that's it. Your kokum curry is all ready. You can also add some sugar and just mix everything really well and enjoy this refreshing drink. Just flavor it with, garnish it with some coriander. friends, let's start making this beautiful curd rice or dahi rice. Now here I have about 1.5 cup of cooked rice. I'll leave the instructions as to how I've cooked the rice in the description box below. Here I have a cup of curd. I'll also leave a link of how I prepare my dahi or curd at home. I've just beaten it up a bit with a spoon. Here is half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mori. This is half a teaspoon of black pepper, some salt to taste, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of hinga or asafoetida, a few fresh curry leaves. This is about 2 to 3 red chilies, and this is about 1 teaspoon of chana dal and some ghee, which I'm going to give a fodni or a tadka. Now I'm going to put the cooked rice into a bowl, a mixing bowl. Now to that I'm going to add my curd. It's very easy, friends, to prepare your own yogurt or curd or dahi at home. So please check out the link in the description box as to how you can make your own homemade dahi. Now give all of this a nice mix. Now I've used regular cooking rice at home, which we use at home for cooking. You don't need to use basmati or anything. Now I've just added some salt and the pepper. Now you can add the pepper also as per your taste. If you like a lot of pepper, you can add more. If you don't like pepper, you can skip it out. But the pepper does add a lovely flavor to this dish. So mix everything thoroughly. Now the rice also has to be nice and soft. It shouldn't be parboiled. It shouldn't be undercooked. It should be nice and really cooked well. So I've left the description in the description box as to how I've cooked my rice. Now I've heated up about 1.5 tablespoon of ghee or clarified butter. You need to use ghee for this recipe. Now I'm just going to fry some peanuts. This is completely optional. If you don't like peanuts, just skip this step. But I love that crunch of peanuts in this recipe. So I've just fried the peanuts till they are a little bit light golden brown in color. And then I'm just going to take them and keep them aside. Now this is a really nice recipe, if you want to cook up something really quick, and it's also very soothing and very nice to have. You can make this with fresh rice or you can make it with leftover rice also. But your rice has to be a little on the softer side. Then it really, elevates the flavor of the dish. Now I'm just going to add my chana dal. Just fry it a little bit. Now keep your flame between low and medium. Now I'm going to add my mustard seeds, the cumin, the hinga or asafoetida, the curry leaves, and the curry leaves do splutter. So just stay a little bit far from the flame. And now the red chilies. And we're going to fry the red chilies till they are a little bit on the crispy side. I'm using regular dried red chilies. So just fry them till they are a little bit crispy. And what happens is when you add all these elements to this clarified butter or ghee, they actually flavor the ghee with these beautiful flavors. So that really elevates and makes the dish even more beautiful and special. So now you can see that I'm frying the red chilies a bit. Don't over fry them also, just for about half a minute. And now friends, we're going to add this beautiful tadka that we have prepared to our rice and the dahi mixture. And the aroma in my kitchen is just beautiful at the moment. You have to make this dish to experience it. And now give everything a nice mix so the tadka or the fodni or the tempering actually goes into the rice and the dahi very well and flavors all of it. So give it a very nice mix, be very gentle. And now all we have to do is just make our dish look pretty and really appetizing by decorating it with some beautiful coriander leaves. Garnish it with some coriander leaves and just bring out the look of the dish so everyone really feels like digging into it. So decorate it with some or garnish it with some lovely coriander, some chopped coriander. And now all I have to do is just add this lovely peanuts which I fried. Like I said, it's completely optional, but it does give a lovely crunch to this dish. So add these beautiful peanuts to the dish, and friends, or you're ready to serve this dish. Now you can have the dish right away like this, but I like to serve it a little bit on the chiller side. So I like to put it into the refrigerator for about 5 to 10 minutes and then serve it nice and chilled. I hope you like today's recipe, guys. Give it a try. It's really, really amazing. Everybody, and welcome back to Akshita's Recipes. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today's recipe is a Maharashtrian recipe, and it's called Ukad. And Ukad is made out of rice flour and some buttermilk or milk. These are the two important ingredients in this recipe. The rest is just ingredients that we have in our kitchen that we use to make various vegetables, or you'll see it's pretty simple. And the end result is this lovely, light, delicious recipe. You can have it as a breakfast idea, or you can have it as a light meal, or either as an evening time snack. It's so simple to make, and yet it's so delicious. So let's head out to my kitchen and make today's recipe. So let's start with today's very delicious and easy Ukad recipe. Now I'm going to start by making some buttermilk. So I've taken about 2 watis of the steel watis, or you can add up to 1 cup of curd, and I've just whisked the curd using a wooden whisk in this way for about a half a minute or so, or you can count up to 100. Then I'm going to add just about a cup of water, or a wati of water. That would be half a cup of water, and I'm going to whisk this till it becomes nice and frothy like this. And this is the buttermilk that we're going to use. Also, the dahi has to be a little bit sour, or a little bit a day old. Now this is a thetsa which I've prepared with chilies and lasun and some coriander, and this is 1 wati of rice flour. We're also going to be using some asafoetida, hing, cumin seeds, mustard seeds, and haldi. So all ingredients will be in the description box below. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of water to this rice flour, and I'm going to make it into a very smooth paste like this. And we're going to set it aside. So say I've added about, for 1 wati of rice flour, I've added about 1.5 wati of water and made it into a thin runny paste. Now I've heated 1 tablespoon of oil in my pan, to which I'm going to add my mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, we're going to add the cumin seeds or the jeera. Next goes in the hing or the asafoetida, about half a teaspoon each, and some haldi or some turmeric powder. Now we're going to add this paste which I made. I just used 2 light green chilies and about 4 small cloves of garlic, and I've just mixed it or blended it to a thin paste. Now we're going to fry this paste very well. This is very important to the recipe. You've got to fry this, then you get the aroma of this lovely chili and garlic, and also the rawness of the garlic goes away. Now I'm going to add my buttermilk. So I'm using roughly about 3 watis of buttermilk. And I'm going to keep stirring this buttermilk. I'm going to add some salt to taste. And I'm going to stir this buttermilk on a low to medium flame till it starts to boil. Now this is very important because we don't want the buttermilk to split. That will be a real disaster for this dish. So on a low to medium flame, keep stirring the buttermilk till it starts to bubble or boil. Now this is very important for the recipe to get the right consistency. Keep stirring lightly. And now you'll see the buttermilk has come to a boil. Now we're going to add this rice flour and water paste. And we're just going to whisk it in. We're using a whisk because we want a very smooth paste and we don't want any lumps to form in this ukad. So now just stir it lightly, and then we're going to keep it on a low flame for about half a minute or so. Again, we're going to stir in between. We're going to repeat this twice or thrice. Just keep stirring in between. And you will know when your ukad is ready because it will start leaving the sides of the pan very easily. So again, we're going to cover and cook it. So I've done this about 3 times. Now I'm going to add half the quantity of the chopped up coriander. I've used roughly about half a cup of coriander. So I'm just going to add half of it now. And then when I serve my ukad, I'm going to add the other half. And when you're serving this ukad, you just have to drizzle a little bit of raw oil. Just a few drops. And that's it, friends. So friends, did you like this recipe? For those of you who have never seen this recipe before, you should try it. It's very, very easy and very, very simple. So if you like today's recipe, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up by clicking on the thumbs up icon that you see somewhere below this video. Also, please do subscribe to Akshita's recipes by hitting the red subscribe button that is somewhere below this video if you haven't subscribed yet. And once you do subscribe, there is a small bell icon that will show up. So just click on it. That way, whenever I put up a new recipe, you get a message with a recipe. Also, at the end of the video, you will see 2 boxes coming up. Those are my recipes. If you want to see them, you can click on them. In the middle of the video, you will see something sliding up here called suggested. Those are also my videos. If you want to watch them, you can click on them. Also, if you want to find any of my recipes, as I have more than 500 recipes, on the YouTube search button, just type the recipe and just besides it type Akshita's recipes. For example, if you're looking for egg fried rice, so just type egg fried rice, Akshita's recipes, and mine will pop up first. That's the easiest way to find me on YouTube. Also, I'm very active on Facebook and Instagram, and I have my own blog page. All links are in the description box below. So friends, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will catch you in my next video sooner than you think. Take care of yourselves, be loving and kind to one another. See ya. So wasn't that really a very similar, so I'm just going to be using normal macaroni for this recipe, but if you get your hands on the alphabet macaroni, then please do use that. So this was an ideal snack that I remember my mom, my grandmom used to give us, whenever we used to come back from play and we were a little bit hungry and lunch was not ready or dinner was not ready, and it used to get ready really quickly, and it's a very delicious soup and really refreshing too. So if you haven't had this soup before, then you should try it out. So let's head on to my kitchen and make this lovely Goan macaroni soup today. So friends, here in the video, I've shown you how to prep the vegetables for the soup. So I'm just going to take one medium-sized potato, and we're just going to peel it. First you wash the potato, peel it, and then just slice it into half and then into these little small cubes. So similarly, you can chop up the onions and the tomatoes also, as I've shown you here, and then we'll start with the recipe. So now that all our veggies and everything are ready, let me take you through the ingredients. So here I've kept the potato in some water so that it doesn't blacken. That is one medium-sized potato. This is two small tomatoes, one and a half medium-sized onion. This is one chicken soup cube. This is about half a cup of macaroni, 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder, and you can use salt if required. Now here I've heated about 1 tablespoon of oil, and I'm going to add my onion, and I'm going to fry the onion till it becomes translucent on a low to medium flame. Then I'm going to add my tomatoes, and I'm going to cook the tomatoes till they're nice and mushy. So this should take you about a minute till both of them are fried. I'm going to drain all the water out of the potatoes, and I'm going to add the potato cubes. Fry the potatoes a bit. Next goes in about 2 cups of water. Mix everything well. I'm going to add the macaroni, add the cheese, add the soup cube and the pepper powder. Give everything a stir. You can also give this a little bit of a taste and see that whether you need to add salt or no, because the soup cube has enough of salt. And then we're going to keep the flame on high till it comes to a boil. We're going to stir in between so that the macaroni doesn't stick to the bottom. And then we're just going to simmer this for about 10 to 15 minutes, stirring in between. And we're going to boil this mixture till the potatoes are cooked well and the macaroni is cooked well. And that's it, friends. Your lovely Goan macaroni soup is all ready. You can have it piping hot and enjoy it. So wasn't that really a very simple